Hey all, Chris Bassett here, and I'm playing Final Fantasy XI on the Catseye server. I'll be showing you how I solo ancient Beastcoins with my Dragoon Bluemage. We're gonna get all that sweet, sweet loot. Let's get into it. Starting off in Port Juno, you're going to want to buy the Cosmo Cleanse from CatseyeXI. Next, since I am playing on Dragoon Bluemage, I like a little refresh. So I'm going to warp over to Quifwim Island and pick up the Book Refresh. That'll allow me to sustain myself without much rest inside the battle area. So as we're making our way over to the book to pick up the refresh, let's talk about a couple things. I do like to solo on Dragoon Bluemage, but you can also solo as a Beastmaster. You can solo as a Puppet Master. Black Mage is always very popular. So here's a few of my gear setup that I like to use. You don't have to have, super advanced gear, but you would like to get like your artifact pieces as well as some of the Blue Mage spells. Cocoon and Sprout Smack are the two I recommend. Something else to note is, the only way to access this battle area is you have to complete the Chains of Promathia missions high enough to gain access to C. Once you have access to that area, you can then go in and farm these ancient beast coins and then turn them back into CatseyeXI for, your brutal earring, your fast cast earring. Here on Catseye, you get access. You could buy the COP rings again, so you can have like Rajas, and then you can pay for the Tamus. So you could have multiple reward rings as well as some other nifty rewards. You can find that information on the wiki if you go ahead and look that up. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to head back to the crystal, and we're going to warp out to sea. I like to choose the most eastern crystal, which I think is home point 3, and we're going to be going into Northeast Apollyon. Now, if you don't have the fast travel, because this will be your first time coming here, you need to go to Teleport Hala and then enter C that way. It'll be around on the backside of the crag, and then you just warp over here. So I like to call out my trusts just for a little added safety, and then call out the Wyvern, get him ready to go. And we need to find the flower, the Awauvi. It drops a card, and you'll need the Cosmo Cleanse and the card to gain access. So here I'm just checking the wide scan. Here on Catseye, every job gets access to wide scan without, being a ranger. But here we're just going to loop around here to the right, and he's usually floating out in the middle towards this middle area. And if it's not over here, here it is at the bottom, it'll be down towards the southern point. So then just head back south. So it has the 2 spawn locations. But there it is, right there. It's the flower, and we'll just beat it up, and then we'll get the key item. Another reason I like to bring the trusts out is they will cast Protect and Shell on me. So that'll continue throughout the remainder of the fight. So now we can go into Limbus with those added buffs that you wouldn't normally have. Just one more added layer that you can stack on top of your defenses. Once that's dead, you'll get the key item, and then you can head back to that glowing green portal, teleport inside the Limbus. Now keep in mind, Limbus is like it's not an instanced activity, so you do have to take turns. If there is another group in there, you have to wait your turn. So it can take some additional time. If there's a group in there, you may be waiting 30, 45, even an hour till you get access to it. You can check the column to see the times of the areas. Just highlight whichever area you want to check the time on, and it'll show you that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into Northeast Apollyon. I think that is the one where you fight the Mandies and the Goob, and it's pretty easy to, power through this. So when you teleport in, you'll have a 30-minute time limit. You want to eat food, use refresh, depending on what job you're using. For Dragoon Bluemage, I like meat, so I'll eat like a steak or whatever, and then put up Cocoon, which is a defensive buff, and then just beat on the Mandies. Now keep in mind that they are aggressive to sound, so they'll walk up to you, and then you can just start whacking on them. They link, so in a couple spots I'll show, the links are pretty aggressive, and they have a pretty wide range. So 1 or 2 is not bad. You get 3, 4, I've successfully lived through a link of 4, but it was rough. So just be mindful, be patient. You've got time. There's chests around the area that restore time, so you can pick up the chests. But I'm gonna keep fast forwarding through this, to cut down the boredom. So there we go. He's dead. He dropped a beast coin, and our first chest is behind us. So the basic strategy with Dragoon Bluemage is you wait till your health gets to half. With your artifact helmet, it'll trigger healing breath whenever you use a spell. So your dragon will heal you, so you just let the monsters beat on you. Half of my health is around 740. When my health drops below 740, I use Sprout Smack. It triggers the healing breath, and then it heals me to full. So I was trying to get these guys not to link, but they have such a wide link area, they did. And so same process as we'll just take them one at a time, chip away at them, and then weapon skill when it's available. So some things to make your dragon's breath heal for more. Your Dragoon has a level, so each enemy defeated, it will level up. So that makes it stronger, as well as the amount of TP it has, so tactical points. So if your Dragoon has 3,000, it'll heal for more. You can also stack the HP on top of the Wyvern, and it will also heal more then too. So we're just finishing up this last guy. It's a rinse and repeat of where you basically, beat on him, weapon skill, and then heal yourself as needed. So there's a chest in this corner, and then there's a guy right down this alley. I would be mindful that he can link through the walls. So if you're not careful, it can link to the enemies to the right and also ahead of you, which it does. So for the video purposes, I'm not doing too good of a job of showing how not to link a bunch of monsters together. So we've got 3 this time, so strategy still applies. You can get interrupted since Mandragora's a double attack. If you don't time your healing properly, it'll get interrupted, and so you'll just have to try to practice and get better at doing that, which I'm still working on it. So the biggest thing I'd recommend getting first would be the weapon skill Stardiver. Here on Catseye, you have access to the Aeonic weapon skills through Domain Invasion. So you play Domain Invasion, you get points from that you can then purchase the weapon skill. So, and they're very powerful here. With the Stardiver, you invest in strength mods. I've done like upwards of almost 7,000 per weapon skill, so pretty nuts. So we're just going to continue around to the right here. We'll pick off this guy, and then the Goob is next, which is like the boss type monster for this area. As a mage, I always try to keep echo drops in my satchel. This guy does have a silence attack, so it may silence you, so get your echo drops out of your satchel, put them into your inventory so that you can gain access to them pretty easily. You're pretty dependent on having access to magic as, this Dragoon Bluemage. So if it goes down, you could put yourself in a pinch. So the monsters do rotate on which one drops the chest and which one opens the portal to the next level. The Goob dropped the chest, so we're going to pick up, I think, 5 coins plus some materials for the artifact +1. So on these runs, I roughly get between 5 and 10 per run. So, it's 15,000 gil to get in, and you get between 5 and 10. That's a pretty good deal if you come farm it yourself, because normally on the server, they're selling for about 15,000 per beast coin. So you come farm it out, you're looking at like making it between 5 to 10 times cheaper. So there is a time chest right over here behind this guy, and then once we finish off these last 2 black goobs, we'll swing around and there's a group of 4 white ones, but we pulled 2 earlier by accident. So, and that'll be all the enemies for this area. I tried to solo the next level, but the enemies up there are like 10 levels higher and they link. So this is about where I'm stuck as far as like farming is. Come farm the Mandies, get yourself, we'll say 7 on average. So it took me about 10 runs to get my brutal earring. So once you're all done, go ahead and warp out. You can head right back to Segaria and pick up another Cosmo Cleanse and just repeat this. So good luck. Let me know how you do. I'll be coming out with more guides in the future, so stay tuned. Hey, check out another video over here. I've got Amazon links down in the description for discount electronics. Check out those links. No extra cost. You can help support the channel. I really appreciate it. Any other questions or comments, put below. Thanks.